everybody. We can't be together for our actual field day, so we decided to do a virtual field day for you instead.
In this video, we have 10 activities plus modifications for you to do in your own homes or in your own backyards.
We give some modifications along the way, but if you think of anything at all that you want to change, please feel free to tinker with all or any of these activities.
The important thing to remember if you're competing against someone else in your family is to agree on a set of rules before starting the activity. Cooperative and competitive games are both great. It's a set of agreed upon rules that makes competition fun and fair.
This video is a little bit long, so feel free to watch the whole thing together and pick and choose the activities that you'd like to try, or you can watch it in little pieces, pause, do the activities, and come back as you complete all of these activities. The time markers are also included in the field day flyer, so if you're interested in one specific activity, you can go right to that time.
We use some equipment to do these. Most of it you can find around your homes, but if you don't have anything, don't worry. You can modify and get creative.
So please join us remotely in our field day events. Take pictures while you are participating in all of these events and email me those pictures at jmwarner@leepublicschools.net. And we're going to be creating another slideshow montage to share with our school community.
Have so much fun doing your field day. We cannot wait to see what you do.
Go. Hi everybody, I'm here to show you the obstacle course that my kids and I set up for our virtual field day. We use some cones, some balls, some boxes, and some buckets, but you feel free to use anything that you have at your house and make up an obstacle course however you want with whatever equipment you have. So now I'm going to show you how we did our obstacle course. We're going to start by zigzagging through the cones. Then we're gonna roll the die. It landed on 3, I'm gonna do 3 jumping jacks. Jump over the bucket and try and get the Frisbee into the bucket. We're gonna count that as in. Then we're coming over to Miss Warner and I's favorite activity, the old switcheroo, where we're switching the softball with the wiffle ball. And we're going to end by dribbling the soccer ball and kicking it into the box, or trying to kick it into the box. Have fun.
Oh, you just saw Mrs. Carlino doing one of our field day activities, which is an obstacle course, and she used things that she had around her house. She had some boxes, some cones, she had a Frisbee, and lots of different things that she used. If you would like to do an obstacle course a different way, or both ways, I have created an obstacle course out of chalk. So I'm going to show you the things that I've sort of created out of chalk, and then we have a special guest, one of my really great family friends, Evan Arianti, here to show you how to do this obstacle course in real time. So when you build your obstacle course at home, you'll need a starting line, and you also need a finishing line. I have here some things to jump over, something to balance on, having a curve to go around. We also have a place where your child can run as fast as they can. These we call lily pads, to jump from one lily pad to the next before you get to the frog jump. And for the frog jump, I have some hands and feet that you'll put down in each of those spaces. Following, we call this the yellow brick road, going in sort of these curly cues. Then we have hopping, and hopping is on one foot, hopping on your left foot, hopping on your right foot, until you get to a spin. And this is where you spin around, and I chose to do 5 times. Next we come to our hopscotch, where one foot goes in the single boxes, double boxes get 2 feet, turning around to another jump, over the hurdles to our finish line. Now, when you're doing these, I did this in a pretty small space. I used a lot of arrows. That's what we do in PE when we do our obstacle course. You can be as creative with this as you want. You can use whatever space you want and have fun.
virtual field day activity that you can do. This one you can do by yourself, or you can challenge somebody in your family. I'm going to be challenging my daughter today to see who can kick their shoe the farthest. So this is the shoe kick contest. In order to do this, if you have shoes with laces, you want to loosen them up, untie them, and slide your foot so that your heel is out of your shoe. Then you're going to take a couple steps and kick your shoe and see how far it goes. And then if you're going against somebody, leave your shoe there and see who kicks their shoe the farthest. If you're doing this on your own, you could kick one shoe and then the other and see which side kicks farther, the right or the left. Have fun.
All right, here's another field day activity. You just saw Mrs. Carlino do a shoe kick activity, and hers was to see how far you could kick your shoe for distance. This is a little bit of a different activity. It's a shoe kick for points. So just like hers, you're going to take your shoe, you'll unlace your shoe, and you'll take it off so only a little bit of your foot is left in your shoe. You're going to kick it off of your foot, but you're not seeing how far it can go. You're flipping it up and over and seeing how it lands. Now my shoe just landed on its sole. That gives me 2 points. If it were to land on the side, that's the most likely thing to happen. That's 1 point. The way that I had it was 2 points with its sole, and if it lands perfectly upside down, that'll give you 3 points. You can play this activity alone to see how many points you can get total. You can play it against someone else to see going 2 rounds or 5 rounds or 10 rounds and add up all of your points and see how many points you can get total. It's totally up to you, and have fun with this one too.
Virtual field day activity is to bear walk while pushing a ball with your head. And I'm going to tell you it's a lot harder than it sounds. We got a little creative with our finish line because we know a lot of you probably don't have cones and all that equipment. We're using shoes as our finish line. You're going to notice we did not do this very far away. You can make it farther away. It's more challenging that way. But what you're going to do when you do this is you're going to get in your bear walk position. Remember, knees are off the ground. You're going to push the ball with your head as you bear walk to the finish line.
Another one of our field day activities is to get outside and move your body in whatever way that you can, whether that's going for a walk in your neighborhood, going for a hike if you have somewhere close to you that's accessible, or even staying in your yard and doing a nature scavenger hunt. So this is a scavenger hunt that I found online. I'll attach this to our field day activities, but on it there's all sorts of things that you would find in most backyards. A flower, a green leaf, an ant, a fern, a cloud, a bird. So most things that you can see from your backyard or from your front yard, whatever works for you. Remember that all of these activities can be changed and tweaked a little bit to suit you and your family's needs. So we are going to go on a little adventure in our backyard and see if we can find, or how many of these things we can find. Have fun.
Another virtual field day activity is throwing for accuracy, which means you're trying to throw to a target. We are using a wiffle ball and a hula hoop as our target, but really, Doesn't matter what you use. You can use any kind of ball. You can use a ball made out of socks, and your target can be anything you want it to be. It can be a bucket, it can be a garbage can, it can be a box, it could be a bag, it could be your shoe on the ground, or put a leaf on the ground and have it try and get to that point. So what you're going to try and do is whatever object you're using to throw, you're going to throw it and try and get it as close to or in the target as possible. Have fun.
Another one of our field day activities is to throw. Now you just saw from Mrs. Carlino, one of our activities is to throw for accuracy to see how close you can get to a target. This is another way that you can do a throwing field day activity. It's one of our traditional field day activities to see how far you can throw a ball. So the ball that I have here, I just have a plastic wiffle ball. You can use anything that you want, whatever you have at home. You could even use a sock ball that you put together, and you're going to find some sort of starting line where you all decide that you're going to start from. If you're playing against other people, throw it as far as you can. And if you're playing against yourself, then see if you can throw, maybe mark your first throw and see if you can beat that throw to get your personal best. Have fun with this one.
Our next virtual field day activity is a dash. You can set up any length that you want, and again, we're using shoes as our finish line in order to do the dash. All you're doing is running as fast as you can. You can do it by yourself. You can, if you have a stopwatch or an app on a phone where you can time yourself and see, or you can go against somebody else. Ready, go! Next virtual field day activity. For this, you need a pile of shoes, and you're going to see if you can build a tower with the shoes. So I just grabbed a bunch of different shoes, and you're going to move them in different ways, kind of like building a little puzzle, to see if you can make a tower out of shoes and how tall you can make it before it falls over. Have fun. Next virtual field day activity. For this, you need a water bottle with a little under half full of water. Don't dump it out. Make sure you drink it first. This is water bottle flipping. You can do it against somebody else. You can do it by yourself and see how many times you can get it. If I get this to land on the first try, it'll be a miracle. It probably won't happen, but here we go. Oh! All right, here's another awesome field day activity. This one is called a book balance relay. And for this, you'll need a starting line and a finishing line. We have some cones here as our start and some cones not too far away for our finish. And when, if you're doing this alone, you can see how fast you can go from your start to your finish. If you're doing this against someone in your house, you can see who can finish the fastest without this book falling from off of your head. Now, if you're walking and the book falls off, no big deal. But you have to stop your feet, put the book back on before you keep going. Have fun with this.
Go.
Our next activity is cup stacking in 1 minute to see how tall of a tower you can build. So for this, you need some cups. I've got some plastic cups here that I'm going to use. And again, feel free to change or do anything you want with these. My son created his own event of juggling a golf ball off a golf club. So we would love to see any of the cool things that you make up. So for this, you would time yourself. You'd start your stopwatch or just count to 60 kind of slowly and see how tall you can build your tower in 1 minute. Have fun.
All right, here's another field day activity. This one is also with plastic cups. You just saw Mrs. Carlino try to build a high tower to see how high you can build in a minute. This one's a little bit different. This one you're going against someone else, and it's very similar to something we do in school, which is called speed stacking. And with those we have special cups, but any plastic cup will do. It just might not be as speedy. So for this, you're going to need 2 sets of 3 cups, and you need to be on your knees. That's one of the rules that we teach the kids. So you have your 3 stack and your 3 stack side by side. Now the rules that we teach in school is that you have to start with your hands on the ground. When you decide to say go, you and your partner will say, ready, set, go. Using one hand at a time, you'll make a little triangle or a little stack of cups first on your left, and then you'll go to your right and stack up. You're not done. Go back to the beginning and down stack and down stack. This is a little tricky because we're outside in the wind, but whoever can down stack both cups, put their hands back on the ground, whoever does that first will be the winner. Have fun with this one.